One of the most common misconceptions about Team Heretics is that they are unable to win BO5s. And while, yes, they are struggling majorly in a lot of BO5s, that's not the case. They actually have won a few. The real issue is winning. And I know what you're thinking. Team Heretics is one of the most winning teams in EMEA. You made a video about them being a potential dynasty. What could you possibly be talking about? And the answer, as you'll see this graphic on screen, is this is all of their last recent match history. Do you see a first place on there? Because I don't. Unless you're looking at the group stage and being intentionally obtuse, in that case, you're a nerd. But the thing with Team Heretics is they cannot win. In grand finals, they have not won since 2022. And I know what you're thinking. Well, at least it was a prestigious event. Surely, right? They did something. It was the Crossfire Cup 2022. Yeah, legacies were formed in that one. Let me tell you, no one on that roster of Team Heretics is on the current iteration of the roster. The most known player is probably Mixwell, and there's only one player that is currently in Tier 1 from that Team Heretics roster that won the prestigious event of Crossfire Cup 2022. But what goes wrong for Team Heretics? We just saw them dominate Liquid, absolutely obliterate them yesterday. So what could have possibly happened? Is it mental blockage? Is it something else? Is it that you're not subscribed to Lionzblade? Let's find out. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 10K by the end of the year, and let's get into it. You know what I do when a team has a bad loss. I look at the bonus round, and this is some beautiful map work here by Boaster. Go ahead and leave your top 5 IGLs of all time in the comments. Include the year so I know what year you're talking about. Best list, I'll go ahead and put it as a pinned comment, but Boaster is undoubtedly up there for me. Now, they're going to go ahead and sell this fake on A. It's not a fake yet. The bomb is still here, but it's going to end up being a fake. Kayak places his TP ready to go back over towards B. He was a monster today, by the way, plus 40, which is insane. They go ahead, use the clone and the Prowler to try and show some presence, but as soon as Crashes rotates over, this is when the mind games begin. Prowler gets broken. Team Heretics have no idea how many people are here. All they know is that they've seen Fade utility. They've seen the Yoru, which are your two initiators, if you're counting Yoru as an initiator. So why would the execute be anywhere other than there? But the cherry on top right here, you can see Heretics, this Fade Eye sees nothing. They're getting a little antsy. They want to run away here, but this Astra Star right here keeps them here. Boaster Masterclass, and now it's a 2v5 on site. Kayak ults through mid. Boo and Mini Boo, brothers, will die in each other's arms. Not really, because they're kind of separated here, but they'll just die together, is my point there. Team Heretics are forced to save. They end up getting worried about a possible lurk coming back up mid, which I'm not going to blame you. It's a pretty common lurk to take. Absolutely beautiful map work from Fnatic. Boaster, please, just 1 minute in a room with you. Please let me take Crashy's place, please. Now, Fnatic here are going to do another slower style of round here. Team Heretics have guns, and they're going to play pretty back over here towards A, being a lot more aggressive really towards B, trying to gain this space with Alpha, but they're playing passively, dodging haunts instead of breaking as Mini Boo gets orb. But it seems like you're almost set up for another of the same type of round that you just saw earlier, right? Yoru sends the TP over, but the issue is Heretics know that as well, and you can see right here, he gets caught over here, Mini Boo gets caught with the Prowler. They don't rotate over, because they're like, oh, we've seen this before. Yeah, it's just a fake. We're not going to be faked again. And you can see Crashies goes back over here. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's just fake. Now, they do eventually end up reinforcing over here, but they didn't instantly go over because they were thinking, oh, you know, it could be that same old fake again. But now is when the mind games really set in. You have to go ahead and clear Rhines, I apologize if I got it wrong, out from this space. But why are Team Heretics rotating over to A? No one's over there. Why are these pings coming out? I'll give you 5 seconds to lock in your answer in the comments below. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This Viper wall goes up. Look at this. The pings come out. These are Team Heretics pings. You can tell because the blue and they're blue. But the TP out, the Viper wall goes up here. Chronicle puts his wall up. This is why Viper is played on split, on bind, pressure, and lurks. This wall denies information on the side of Team Heretics of if a Fnatic player is creeped up behind it. Fnatic could be all the way up here, and Team Heretics would have no idea. That's why you have so many bodies over here. Now, even once they start to execute, you still have Yoru, your Mini Boo, your Yoru in Mini Boo, excuse me, re-clear this area as you'll see over there. Again, Viper is a very complex agent. I honestly don't recommend her to be played in ranked unless you have a pretty decent understanding of lurk timings and how to apply pressure, because in ranked it's hard to have people respect pressure because people in ranked are idiots. But overall, very great round from Fnatic. Again, I'm a Viper enjoyer. I love the mind games behind lurks and applying pressure to the map. Great job. Fnatic 5-0. It's looking pretty bad here for Team Heretics. Now, Heretics just won a thrifty round here, and this could be a big momentum get for them, right? You could maybe make it a 5-7 half, win Pistol 7-7, you're all tied up, but Fnatic are not going to let that happen. As you can see here, the Prowler finds nothing, and this is Fnatic's game plan. I really like what Boaster does. He normally plays a very, very slow style, but occasionally has his team go ahead, do more of a fast, one-dimensional sight hit where we're just going to go. Really good in not letting the other team get too much of a read on you. I like it. Anyways, what they're going to do is they're going to go up heaven here, but Woot finds a bit of a gap in this attack, right? Crashies goes down, able to get the kill, and now there's not really trade potential, but here is where some of the issues start. Miniboo, he Yoru ults, he gets all this info, but his TP is set back over here towards B. He has to TP out, which gives Kayak an opportunity for a 1v1. Woot obviously does not want to let him get that trade, so he goes ahead, blast packs out to sight. But Boaster, he's been on this mid lurk, unable to get a kill, but calls Kayak over 1-for-1 in the end, but Benji pits. And this is something that I feel like is more of a hindsight moment, right? I'm not going to say this was a bad call, but Miniboo goes over to reinforce Benji because he thinks it's going to be a B hit. In reality, they're still going A, and then Chronicle just does some tomfoolery. I don't even know what was going on there. Just gets 2 kills. Miniboo now is a little late because he went to go help Benji, dies, and now Benji in the 1v3 situation, not going to be able to clutch it out. Overall, Fnatic did pretty well. I mean, obviously, smoke spam is smoke spam, right? If you're spamming through a smoke, you can't rely on that, but it's always nice to get 1 or 2 of those rounds where it's just, you know, pretty lucky. I normally don't cover rounds where there are ecos, and while Team Heretics have a couple rifles, I wanted to use this to talk more about the pressure. And it's something that I think applies to C9 as well. Team Heretics are known for not being able to win a grand finals. Again, this core, despite being insanely talented, has never been able to win a grand finals. It's a surprise when they're able to win the lower finals, to be quite honest with you. I think that people expected Liquid to win over there last night. But I think that what happens when it gets repeated over and over that you're a choker, you're not going to win this, you're not going to win this, is that on some sort of level, you start to believe it. Right? If something gets repeated in your head thousands of times, all your fans even are saying it, but especially your haters, and you're always being told you're not going to win this, you're going to end up choking. I mean, I feel like that has to have some sort of effect on your play. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Team Heretics, I'm not trying to take anything away from Fnatic. I'm not trying to say that Team Heretics only lost because of the mental aspect, but I do think that it factors in. And there are some things that you see where you go, oh, that could be a mental thing. Now, obviously, I'm never going to point out a whiff. I probably have in the past, but I try not to point out whiffs and go, oh, this is a mental thing. Oh, this is, you know, because you did it, you're thinking of choking, because at the end of the day, I don't know that, right? I'm not in your head. Like, oh, I could say, oh, Benji didn't jiggle this or whatever, and he messed up with the molly or whatever because he was choking. No, because A, he didn't really mess up the molly. He just got unfortunate jiggle timing. Oh, Boo whiffed here because he was worried about choking. No. I'm not in his head. I'm not going to say that. It's just very interesting to think about the mental aspect of the game, how things are getting repeated over and over by literally everyone in the scene, and you can honestly start to believe it. Anyways, Fnatic are going to get this round. Let's take a look at the pistol. Now, Heretics won 2 rounds, making it 9-3, and you could go, oh, 9-3 curse, yada, 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 but they honestly do pretty well at first on this pistol round, right? Both teams are playing the Yoru Raze. Raze is going to come into impact for a huge Team Heretics thing, and I'll explain that in a minute, but right now, A is free. They don't go up heaven, they just decide, okay, we're going to go on site. They get it, literally no resistance whatsoever. Right? Able to plant the bomb, able to chill out. But watch Woot here. He's going to have a big impact, even though it's not round winning. It's something I think everyone should be aware of. So Alpha has double satchels here. He is ready to go do some tomfoolery, some patented Fnatic tomfoolery. And you can see here, Heretics in their position. You have the late lurk by Boo, just waiting in case he's needed. Now look at what Alpha does. He nades, double satchels in off this stun. Heretics have no idea. He gets 2. But look at this. I want you to watch the minimap carefully here. Woot, first off, does an insane job to kill Alpha with that right click, but Boo's position is known. This is a position a lot of people will end up playing, right? And so he gets killed, and now it's on to Woot. He's able to get this nice little thing on a Boaster, but this is the play that I truly think separates the ranked mentality from pro play. He nades the bomb here. Now, he doesn't nade exactly the bomb, and honestly, it probably would have been more optimal if he naded exactly the bomb, but he's not using this nade to try and get kills here. He's trying to use it for stall. This is what you should be doing in your rank games. Now you're not. You're using that nade to try and get a kill, hit the clip, post it on TikTok, get the 3 likes, and hopefully, I don't know, get signed. But what Woot does there, that is a high IQ play. And you might be saying, oh, you're glazing, blah, blah, blah. No, I just like when people play the game intelligently. Heretic's going to lose this round. On this last round, I had to remove my face cam really quickly so you can see this play that Heretics are trying to do. It's honestly really, really cool. So go ahead and look here in this little box that they have set up for you. They're going to do a Paranoia flash play right here. So Yoru can TP. The issue is that they just get sprayed down by Kayak full blind. And now I'm here. Hi. Yeah, I mean, it was a great plan. I really like the, idea behind it, but it ends up not working. Now you don't have your hero rifle, right? The Miniboo had. You don't have the Yoru ult. Your one-off fatal, maybe that's your saving grace, but especially in these spots, these 3v5s, a lot of times you end up just IGLing slowly because you don't have any good options, right? You don't have an advantage you can kind of take. You don't have something that you can do. Right here, they're completely contained unless they rotate through spawn, right? Crashy's right here in sewers has a great position. So you either re-hit B or they know you've gone A. You're contained. And the only exit is where Fnatic know where you can go, right? You have one spot that you can do. They're watching behind you B. They're watching everything. And it ends up just not working out for Team Heretics. Now, this was to BO5. Heretics only made it to 3, which should mean good things. They're better in BO3s. The issue is they got 3-0'd. Thank you guys so much for watching. Click on this video if you like my content, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.